This is my 29-gallon tank with 2 big Oscars and a few cichlids. A lot of people say you cannot have an Oscar with a tank smaller than 55 gallon. If you have 2 Oscars, and you have to have, let's say, more than 100 gallons. I just have to say that I understand, but we're in the middle of moving, so we couldn't get a bigger tank. And initially, when I got an Oscar, I didn't know what I was getting into. And then we got a 29-gallon tank, so I'm kind of stuck. The only way to compensate that is actually get a better filtration system. As you can see, the Oscar looks pretty happy, pretty healthy, and the waters look very, very clean. And then the Oscars are messy eaters, and I have a few cichlids, and a few botter sharks are there, and some botter shark here, just tiny cichlids. So I think the trick is to get a good filtration system. I actually have 2 simultaneously running. One is the Aqua-tech 20 to 40 gallon filter. Here you can see the one in the middle, and then I have another one right there, which is Fluval 405, and it's actually a cylinder or a canister tank. I don't know if you can see it. This is right here. That is pretty much as far as it can go. So I have 2 filters simultaneously running, and I believe the Fluval was able to filter up to 100 gallon, so it's good enough for my 29-gallon tank. For here, you can see the output port of Fluval is really having pretty good flow rate. And another way to overcome the oxygen issue is I got 2 bubble stones at the back, which help to bring up the toxic nitrite up to the surface of the water and get rid of the toxic material from the bottom. And then for cichlids, you gotta have a lot of hiding place for those cichlids to stay. You can see those 2 Oscars are pretty big, and they're fairly happy. And I have these 2 botter sharks, and they're pretty happy. So the bottom line is that for messy fish like Oscars or blood parrot cichlids, you gotta get a filtration system up and running. If you have a smaller tank, that's the only way to do it. Otherwise, you want to save the money on filter, you just have to increase the size of the tank. So this is my tank, and I will update a little bit when I change the filter media on the Fluval filter. In the Fluval filter 405, I actually have 4 drawers for the filter. I use all of them. On the first layer, I use the pre-filter gravel, and the second layer I use the carbon. On top of the carbon, I use the cheap polyester to filter out more of the small debris. And the third level, I use the nitrite remover, and the 4th level, I use the Biomax. So right now, I'm pretty happy with the Fluval 405, though it's kind of expensive. And Petco, they're selling for $200. I could probably get it online, Amazon, $150, or even cheaper if I buy a used one. And as you can see, those Oscars are pretty happy and pretty peaceful, and those little bottle sharks are pretty happy. Comments are welcomed. So I know I shouldn't be keeping the two Oscar in the 29-gallon tank, but I'm just getting stuck. Our apartment would not allow any size larger than 30-gallon. So I either get rid of the Oscar, just have to deal with it, and the only way to deal with it is to get a better filtration system and get a weekly water change.